The other day, at the Jungian place, I was to talk to Jung people with Sahaja Yoga and Jung. Now Jung, I came to know only when he died, because there was a little article about him. I never studied psychology. Of course, I tried to learn some vocabulary to talk to them. Sometimes I thought I may have to talk to them also. But these Jungians, all very intellectuals and great people sitting before me, you see, about 100 of them, the president of American Jungian Society. I just gone through a book just before starting it, and I saw some diagrams which really puzzled me. The first conception they had, of course it's all mental conception of Jung. I don't blame him because he got realization, but he did not know how the stage was created, was the framework of the stage, and his movement was still of a seeker to find out how he got his realization, and all movements were linear. They were not expanding from one point all over, so it was not so integrated. Now the thing they showed was that at the bottom of it was the unconscious, which is never going to be conscious. On top of that was the conscious, unconscious that can be conscious. Then there was subconscious, and on top of that was the ego. I mean, what a mess of a thing it was. I told them, see, now the word unconscious itself is confusing. What do you mean by unconscious? Whatever you don't feel on your central nervous system is unconscious, all right. But what does that mean? We don't feel the subconscious, then subconscious is also unconscious. Whatever we don't feel, for example, there are certain sounds of certain frequencies we don't hear at all. We hear whatever is tolerable to us as human beings. That you all scientists know. We don't hear everything. So all that is unconscious. Means it's a mixed bag. All sorts of things mixed up together. But God is not a hodgepodge person. See, He is a clear-cut gentleman. He knows what He is doing. He is the greatest organizer. And how can you put you into a bag like that the unconscious is below, then on top of it is the unconscious that is going to be conscious, on top of it is the subconscious, on top of the consciousness, on top of that the ego. So you go down, carrying all this inside you, where do you go? And how do you go? So the first mistake was that there are layers one on top of another. It's not so. They are placed vertically. The ego is on the right hand side and super ego on the left hand side. The future on the right hand side and the past on the left hand side. So the subconscious on the left hand side and the supraconscious on the right hand side. And the central path is kept clear cut. I mean, in any organization, say if you go to the airport, do you have like this that you have to pass through the walls to go to the aeroplane? If we human beings don't commit such horrible mistakes, how can God commit such a mistake? So it was absolutely wrong to think that way. So the central path is in the center, while the right side is on the right side and left side on the left side. And you don't have to go to the subconscious at all, because they justified all these people who are trying to make them hypnosis, or they are trying to hypnotize them, or to give them a new type of a sort of an experience. All that was unconscious, we should accept. Even some people, if they start suddenly jumping, they say, oh, it's great. So the sensations that you get from the subconscious and the supraconscious were accepted at some degree. It was a confusion of your intellectuals, I should say, complete. But it is not so. Your path is straightforward, absolutely, for Kundalini. Only thing, the one who has to raise it had to come, that's all. But otherwise it's all very well, and there is no need for you to get into that horrible subconscious. When I told them, they were amazed. They said, Mother, it is so simple. I said, it's very simple. Your unconscious is divided into four. One is the collective subconscious, one is the collective supraconscious, one is, you can say, the collective hell, and on top is the super collective consciousness. So where do we have to go? We should know our destination. There we have to reach.